Alright, welcome back. We're recording, so we're going to begin this video as I seem to begin every video by saying alright. I'm okay with that. But we're going to move on to the third video of this topic, which is IGP-BGP. Now, I kind of went off the rails a little bit because I just didn't understand a lot of things about MPLS, such as what the inet.3 table is used for. I know now that it's used for when you use BGP for your signaling protocol. It basically gets its own table. That's basically all it's for, and you can move that into the inet.0 table. You can treat that table in many different ways. So that's what I've been reading about now, and I've got a pretty good explanation of that from this site, networkfuntimes.com. We've got an author here, Chris, who actually has passed this test I'm going for. So to continue on with the studying, I'd like to just finish reading this because I'm pretty close to doing that. So we're gonna start here, and yep, we've just got a little bit left to read. After that, I would like to go find some official Juniper documentation, because I know that this is actually a knob on the device, but it's flipped as BGP-IGP, and look at that, and I think that will take the whole hour. So I'm going to first thing I'm going to do is clean up my notes by just including what I'll be going over as a part of this. And then the next thing I'm going to do is make sure that I uploaded video number 2. Oh, so it looks like I didn't upload video number 2 yet. So let's do that. Oops, I gotta change my channels. Oh, and I got a new subscriber, excellent. Approaching 40, that's something, isn't it? Oh man, oh, it's JNCIE. Don't have any background. What did I use for the SP? I don't even know. I might have used I think I just used I just did a similar strategy what I'm doing now, where I just use the official doc. I think another resource, if you're watching this right now, Srudhar, is that documentation we're reading here by Chris, networkfuntimes.com. I think he has, I'm not sure of this, but I think he does have a, yeah. So where was it? Oh, this is like a scrolling. So yeah, he has a webinar. So not only does he cover the IE level, the topmost level, he covers the level before that as well, the JNCIE-SP level. If you just completely don't even know where to look, we've got a slide deck here. We've got, and in these slides he'll even point you out to some free resources, these day 1 books. It looks like he'll tell you how to find those. Another thing that you absolutely need to know if you are watching this right now is a link here. So this is going to be cloud.contentraven.com, and I'll include this in here. So to take JNCIE-SP for free, study at Genius and pass the study for free and pass the free practice exams. Okay, so this is definitely, this will be going in the comments. Right now I'll just do a little bit of you're gonna need an account, but you don't need like a special account. You see I just have my Gmail account. It's not like you need to tie it to an employer or anything like that. I think there are some stuff we need to do that, but this is not one of them. So yep, now here's the home page. So you just go down to where is it? I'm sure there's a search somewhere. Yeah, there's probably a search. So let's try to do the search. Oh yeah, it's right here. So let's type in JNCIE-SP. Yep, this looks like it. I have the JNCIE-SP, so I recognize this symbol because I can use that here. And yep, we've got 4 sections, 31 pieces of content. Yep, it looks like all you're going to need to do is just click on the courses here, and then yep, and then just watch the videos. Yep, so we've got a video here.
Welcome to the Border Gateway Protocol.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long this video is, but yeah, you're just going to watch that video. And then when you're done with all the videos on here, and all these prep modules, you go down to, I think it's one of these. Oh shoot. Yeah, well anyways, yeah, you're gonna go down to here and you're gonna take all of these tests. And from what I was told, now I can't see any confirmation of that here, but even if this turns out not to be true, you know, here's the answer to your question. This is where all your study resources are. This is going to be an excellent resource. And I did use Juno's Genius when I was studying for it, but unfortunately it was more limited when I was going for mine than it appears to be here. But what I have been told by the channel Network Chuck, which is a good channel to check out, is that you will get a voucher code if you pass these that you can use to waive the exam fee on the actual exam. So if you spend your time studying here and use this as your primary resource, it's going to pay off because you're going to get a discount code that drops the price all the way down to 0 when it comes to taking the test. And there are now remote options for the test too. So if you have access to a computer, you have access to a webcam. They do, when you take it remotely, you have to give them pictures of all 4 of your walls. So you have to do some things. You need access to like a quiet place where you can actually take the exam. But theoretically, the JNCIE-SP now costs nothing to take, including gas money, that sort of thing. You don't have to get on a bus, you don't have to walk across the street. You just take it on the same computer where you studied, and then you use the voucher code to get rid of the exam fee, and you take it for free. So I hope that was helpful, and I'm definitely going to include this link down here. But until then, we're going to be until I upload this video, we're going to still be working on the IE. So let's see here. Okay, so yep, upload videos. So now, unfortunately, I need to figure out which video it was that was for the IE. Oops, now I double clicked a video, but I'm not sure if that's the video that so my last study session would have been on the 4th, so this is definitely not going to be it. Okay, so I've only got one video on the 4th. Yep, so this is going to be it. The next day I worked on my other series that I'm doing, which is on a machine learning course I'm taking. Okay, yep, this is everything I'm going to need. Yep, and this is traffic engineering, perfect. Oops, now is this, yep, this is video number 2. We got the tags, got everything. So, make that public. All right, excellent. So, now let's read the rest of this source right here. Okay, so, and we'll start where I left off last time. There's a related but different problem that you might be interested in when it comes to fixing a problem with route reflectors. So, well, this is override 6, fixing a problem with route reflectors. There's a related but different problem you might be interested in. Imagine that you've got a route reflector that isn't in the forwarding path of your traffic, and you're advertising MPLS VPN prefixes to this route reflector. And imagine that you are not running MPLS on this router. After all, why burden a route reflector with the need to distribute labels when the router isn't actually forwarding any traffic? But we have a problem. If you're not running MPLS on the route reflector, then its INET.3 table will be empty. And if our route reflector can't resolve the next hop of the MPLS VPN prefixes in the INET.3 table, it won't reflect our prefixes. This is so easy to forget. Route reflectors don't just automatically reflect everything they learn. If a route reflector receives a prefix that it doesn't consider valid because, for example, it can't resolve the next hop, it won't reflect the prefix. There's a variety of solutions to this, many of which involve telling your Juniper router which routing table to use to resolve these prefixes. For example, using a rib group or the command resolution rib, you can manipulate the router into either using a different table to resolve the prefixes, or tell it to copy just a small number of next hop IPs from INET.0 to INET.3. Now, think of the consequences of doing this. Normally, when we look up a next hop in INET.3, this next hop will come with some kind of label. So if we're copying next hops from INET.3 to INET.0, same thing, what label is being used? Well, in fact, there isn't any label. If our route reflector was actually forwarding traffic, this solution wouldn't work. But our route reflector isn't forwarding traffic. In effect, we've kind of tricked our router into thinking it can resolve the next hop when it actually can't. But it doesn't matter. The next hop is in INET.3, and that's good enough for our gullible route reflector to reflect the route onto a router that actually can forward this traffic. Shh, don't tell the route reflector. It'll feel embarrassed if it finds out the truth. The commands are cool and funky, and luckily the awesome folks over at INET0 have written a brilliant deep dive on exactly this, with 5 different solutions to this problem. Click here to give it a read, and to see a whole heap of examples, and take your INET.3 knowledge to the next level. That's it. I hope you've learned a thing or two from this post, or maybe remembered some things you've forgotten. Please follow me on Twitter if you'd like to know when I make new posts, or just generally see what nonsense I have to say. And of course, you'd make my day week here if you shared this post on your social media of choice. If I can get more folks to read my blog, then there's a very real chance that I can convince the United Nations to make me president of the world. I'm really not sure the world is a democracy. Also, I'm hoping that Barry Juniper-Networks, CEO of Juniper Networks, will see my posts and invite me out to lunch on his special internet yacht. Does he have one? Want to help make my dream come true? Please, or give this post a share. Okay, so I'm getting distracted here, but I am curious if there's an internet yacht. Oh, yeah, I suppose you could get internet on a yacht by having like a signal booster and connecting to a cell tower on shore or something like that. The other thing I'm curious about is Barry still the CEO, or do they have a new one? Yep, they have a new one now, Ram. So he probably doesn't have a internet yacht. But I still shared the article and read it. But I think I'm going to be perhaps not going. Yeah, I'm not going to be going over this anymore. What we're going to do is go back to this article where it was mentioned IGP-BGP. Yeah, right here. So this command. And then we're just going to go on the equipment and question mark out that command. So we're going to find that command on one of these devices, question mark it out, see what the help menu says. The other thing I'm going to include, going back to the thing I discussed earlier about taking your precursor exams for free, you can do that now. I'm going to include the link to that, so network, Chuck, free, JNCIE. And it's not just the JNCIE, it's the JNCIE-SP as well. So, oh yeah, and it looks like he did this as a live stream. So it's going to be a little bit kind of odd of a video. Study for free. Pass the use the vouchers to waive your test fees. I learned about this. I learned about this from the Network Chuck YouTube channel. Okay, so that's going in this video, but I'm going to, okay, so it's going to be CLI, configure private, edit protocols, MPLS, traffic engineering, yeah. Okay, so here it is. So this is BGP and IGP destinations. So what it does, it moves, not copies, but moves the contents of inet.3 into inet.0. Alright, let's find some official documentation for it. Yep. So on both BGP and IGP destinations, ingress routes are installed, and let's think about what ingress means again, because this is something that became clear to me recently. So we have an LSP, and LSPs are unidirectional. So here's our path. We could have different routers, all sorts of things in here, but our label switch path is going to be represented by this rectangle here. And I'll make that green, and then I'll make some text that says LSP. So this is unidirectional. So I think a better way to represent it would be, yeah, I'll just include an arrow in that. So it can only go this way here. So when we say that this is the ingress router, we're not saying that the to statement will be pointed at this router. That's what I believed it to be meaning initially. I would thought if this was ingress, then the to statement would be this router because everything would be going ingress over to this router. But it's from the perspective of the tunnel, not the router. So the tunnel here is being ingressed. The traffic sent from this router is being sent into the tunnel on ingress. It's going inside of the tunnel. But on this one, it's leaving the tunnel. It's egressing the tunnel. So yeah, pretty simple concept if you think of it from the perspective of the LSP tunnel and not from the routers as I was thinking of it initially. That's why I was having trouble understanding it correctly. Okay, so yep, I'll include this in the notes as well. All right, perfect. So now the next thing, okay, so yeah, I'm kind of a little bit out of stuff to do when it comes to this very specific topic. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to get an end-to-end inter-AS LSP to work. So in order to do that, from what I've learned, I will need to change this to run on Ospf, but that's going to be pretty easy. So let's do that, if I may. Maybe I need to raise it. Yeah, I need to raise it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is convert these three routers to use Ospf. Well, Ospf, not OSFP. Shortest path first. All right, so we're gonna convert these over to use Ospf, and then we're gonna get that LSP to come up by going back to the my notes from my old video and finding out how to share that traffic engineering database amongst the two, kind of like how for eBGP you've got to share routes. Here you've got to share traffic database information. And that's why they have to be the same kind of IGP, because the TED for Ospf is not compatible with the TED, Traffic Engineering Database, for ISIS. And I'd love to leave a downvote on the documentation that said that it was compatible, because I've tried it a bunch of times here, and it just hasn't worked. And if this works, I think that's good evidence that that it does have to be the same IGP. But I kind of lost where that was anyway. So okay, so let's take a look at the candidate configuration here. So yep, we've got lots of stuff for ISIS. Let's do a pipe match ISIS, a pipe match ISO, and a pipe match, yeah, and then that's going to be enough. Well, let's do one more. Let's do a pipe match for the export policy here. Okay. So now let's delete all of this. All right, that looks good. So, and I'll go back later and add in Ospf. For now, I'm just gonna blank it out. Oh, and this one doesn't have a export statement, thankfully, so it's going to be a little bit easier. Okay, so this is going to be good. One of them, there still might be some ISO information because I might have just deleted the address from the loopback and not the family. So let's see if that is the case. Okay, so P2 looks good. Okay, so that is not going to be a problem. I've got ISAS completely blanked out of the 3 routers, so let's configure Ospf, which is going to be quite a bit easier. Okay, so we'll just enable it on all the interfaces, but the recommended practice by Juniper, if you do that, is to manually disable it on the management interface. Okay, so the next step is going to be to enable traffic engineering for Ospf. And you can see I've got some extra options. Shortcuts is one I've seen before, but we're just going to go with the regular one. Okay, and this is going to be the same on every router, so I'm going to do a show pipe display set, pipe match Ospf. Now remember, when I do a show, I'm looking at that candidate configuration, so all the changes I made are going to show up there. If I were to do a run show configuration, pipe display set, pipe match Ospf, I would be looking at the active configuration instead. So none of that will show up there because it's not going to go into the active configuration from the candidate configuration until I hit commit. But before I do that, I think I will add this to the rest of the routers. Alright, now it's time to hit commit. Alright, so everything I believe is good. I do have a BGP neighbor set up, so let's see if that neighborship is up, and if it is, we know that the IGP is functioning properly. So yep, the neighbor looks like it is. Oh, nope, it's in active state, but it might take it a little bit of time to come up. Okay, well, you know what? We're probably going to need to do more than just that. Let's start by pinging that. So we'll just t-shoot why this BGP neighborship isn't. Oh, so we've got no route to host. So we are learning BGP routes. We're just not learning 10.255.0.7. Okay, it is configured there. Okay, so that's interesting. I'm not sure why it's not learning it. Let's see if there's a command, show route advertising protocol Ospf. Oh, no, there isn't. Okay, so let's see if this router is configured properly. Okay, and it is. So I should be learning. Oops, looks like I'm not learning .7. I'm only learning .6. 10.255.0.6. Oh, that's weird. How can I ping it? Oh, now I can ping it. Okay. Now I can ping it. That's interesting. Now I can't. But now I can. Okay. Well, it seems to be a pattern. Like, I've never seen that before. Okay, well, I mean, sometimes it does have a route, it looks like, so we'll be able to catch it in the routing table if it's showing up. So yeah, now it doesn't, but yeah, now it does. So it looks like the OSPF route is like flaking in and out of the route table for some reason. Yeah, because if we're able to ping it, it's going to be in a routing table somehow, some way, somehow. And it looks like the way and the how is OSPF via the link pointing to it, of course. But I don't understand why it's not persisting in the routing table. Let's go to Google for this one. So Juniper OSPF route. Blinking in and out of routing table. Okay, so that's a good idea that I just had, which is to take a look at, because this is popping in and it's popping out. Right now it's out and right now it's in. So let's enable some trace options and hopefully we can see the inner workings of this problem. Trace options flag. Now, let's just trace everything, why not? And then let's do set trace options file, OSPF tshoot. Okay. And then we'll do a monitor start on OSPF tshoot. Okay, so hopefully we're going to get some good information about what is happening here. Oops, it looks like it's switching over to the next file. It's archiving the file. But the good news is I do see that route that we're having trouble with being called out. So I think there is going to be some pretty solid information here about what is happening. Okay, and I think this actually might be enough information. I'll just let it roll over the file one more time, and then I'll move this over to a notepad file and look it through more closely. And it looks like I'm getting a pattern here. I'm getting a number of updates that appear to be repeat updates. Okay, so it moved over to the next one. So we'll do monitor stop and go through the payloads. go through this information. I might need to take a quick break, but it should be really quick. Okay, the good news is during the test I'll have secure CRT, so it'll be much easier to do exactly what I'm doing now. I'll be able to do it a lot faster. At work I use Terminator, so I can do it fast there as well. But, okay, yep, and I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in just a few. Alright, I am back, so let's see what there is in this file that is interesting. I'm going to filter it out for the IP address we're interested in. So I will bookmark all the occurrences of that. It looks like there's only going to be 8 occurrences. I will go to the first one. Okay, this looks like it's the first occurrence. Yeah, it's near the top of the file. So these are all separate messages with their own timestamp. Here we've received a Ospf packet. Okay, so this, perfect. So we can see change, add, so this looks like it's relevant. That other stuff doesn't look like it was relevant. I think I'm just going to delete it, make it easier on myself. Let's see what else we got as far as matches for that. Oh, so we don't have any more matches. So I think this is really the only thing that's going to be relevant. So I will delete this to here. All right, so I can see it all on one page. So tracing started route, considering auto summary. All auto summaries deleted. Considering auto summary not possible. Install path. Change it on that. Okay, so it looks like, wait, considering auto summary. So it looks like it's having some issues with auto summary. That's what's going on. So let's try disabling auto summary on all of the routers. Okay, so obviously I don't know how to do that, but that's what that help menu is for, so let's use that. Help apropos, pipe, match. And then we'll just get all. So we'll do auto summary. Let's do summary. And then let's do live match Ospf. This is kind of interesting that we got the topic here out of that. But let's do a show configuration, pipe display set, pipe match summary. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to set, so we want to disable those auto summaries somehow, but I don't know how to do it, and I'm hesitant to use the internet for it because I won't have that during the test. Do I need to do it on an interface? Okay, so unfortunately I don't know how to use the help menu to find it, so I am going to make a Google search. Alright, I'm pretty lost here, so I think I'm gonna just throw this whole thing here. I don't understand why it thinks it's NSSA. Why I don't understand why it's considering NSSA auto summaries when it's not a NSSA. Like, I didn't tell it to do that. Does it do it by default? I didn't configure it as a NSSA, not so stubby area. I wish maybe it was PIM. It's protocol independent. And there's something about summaries there. Maybe it's under routing options. Okay, well, I'm pretty damn confused about this. I don't know why it's trying to summarize the route. And I don't know why NSSA is involved. But this exercise, this topic was really just going to be about reading and understanding MPLS better. And then in doing that, I covered the BGP, IGP topic. So I think I'm pretty satisfied, even though I'm kind of stumped on the CLI. Yep, that's going to be the last video in this topic. So I will mark this complete. And the next video is going to be on administrative groups. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.